Good morning, Leanne Live. Welcome this morning. I am so excited to be able to introduce you to Arlene Lorenzo from Canada. Arlene is a very successful business owner, if I do say so myself. Just watching your journey, Arlene, has been amazing. And Arlene's here to shed some light on time freedom today. But before we get stuck into that, Arlene, can I just ask you how long for our viewers have you been in the business? And what led you to the online space?
So basically, I've been in the business now for 3 years, or it'll be three coming up in April. And what made me really lead to this, as you had mentioned, was just basically, I think I just hit the end of the wall of, I was just spinning in circles and there was just nothing left for me to give. And yet I wasn't able to live what I would consider, what is it called? Quality of life, I guess. It was like I was just surrendering myself to whatever was my reality before, and I knew that it had to be different. So before I found this business, I was looking for something. I just didn't know what it was. So that's what my journey was. And then I ended up here doing this. And now I think and believe that I am in the right space, of course, and it's bliss.
What was your reality before that? What were you doing?
So basically, career-wise, I was working a corporate full-time job. It was in an industry that is very demanding. So it was in the print industry for advertisers. So when you're working with advertising, everything at the very last minute can always change, which means that you have to always be willing to change. So my reality was always on deadlines, last minute. There was never you can work ahead. It was phone calls at 3 or 4 in the morning being like, quick, you gotta get over there, fix whatever they need to make a change. And you are at your client's beck and call. So it's exciting, and it really is. I love that world, and then came family and you do love that world. And then it just comes to a point where something has to give.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So you've been now 3 years in this business, and I'm sure it has been a bit of a learning journey for me, which is something that I've discovered for myself. Like I'm definitely a different person to what I was back then when I started over a year ago. So can I ask you what are the biggest changes for you that you've seen? Being that you came from an advertising background, so you would have had a bit of knowledge about marketing at least coming into into this.
Yeah, it's such a different world. And that's what I had thought too, right? I was like, I came from a background, I really, my first jobs have always been in customer service. So I really grew up in that kind of field. And so when I saw this, at first I was like, oh, it's in the bag. It's something I can just carry over. Well, I've discovered that, yes, there's some things that you can definitely use, but it's totally different being, your own business owner. All of a sudden you are not on that employee side. You're actually the employer or the person that gets to make decisions for your business. But the best part is that you totally control your business. You put in what you want to put in or what you can put in, depending on what else is serving you in your life. And there's no pressure because you answer to yourself. And so today, what that has become for me is it's been, there's been some challenges in terms of trying to figure it out, because I've gone from, an employee where you just kind of are told not, what to do, and you kind of have a framework, to something that's totally free. So at first I was like, a baby that wasn't swaddled and every muscle movement was going crazy. And so there was a great learning curve, and I like that. I really do, because it just allowed me to be and explore who I was and such. So if that makes sense. I mean, I'm sure that, it's a different space, but it's a rewarding space. It really is. If I can just really nail it on that.
Yeah, lovely. So going into time freedom, first of all, we've been really tossing up some ideas with Leanne Live, try what time freedom actually is. And I have a gut feeling about it, but I'm really interested to hear what your take on what time freedom is for you. And
Yeah, like to me, time freedom is, time is fluid, as sometimes you'll kind of hear. It's really what we make it out to be. To some people, time is just like, oh, it's just something that goes by. And to some people who, me, I'm very like I get almost just very obsessed with time and timelines, and it's just the world that I've lived in. So the past life, it was always dictated to me of what my timeline looked like, when I was going to do things, when I had and it was never, I didn't feel like it was ever in my control. It was always whatever was left over was when I got to decide, then what does Arlene want to do? That's what I made it out to be. I'm not saying that's what it is, but that's definitely how I'm receiving it. And unfortunately, those times of what does Arlene want to do never came. It was always, okay, next time, next time. Today, I draw my own time freedom. So what my time freedom looks like today is that I work 4 hours a day. If I'm inspired and I work all day because I'm just on, great. Then next day I don't work. I totally control it. My child is my priority. We always say that, but this time I mean it. She is my priority. And there's no work that's going to come in between the time that she needs to get to school and what she needs. If I want to take vacation, no one's going to tell me 2 weeks, right? It's just, if I need a little bit more time, then I have the freedom. So it's me dictating how I want my life to run. And so I've created a healthy balance for myself where, 4 or 5 hours, I think I'm happy with that. If it has to be more, sure. If it's less, great. So no pressure, no pressure.
Yeah. So time freedom is no pressure, pretty much.
Sorry?
Time freedom is with no pressure.
You can put pressure if you want, because I think some people thrive off that. And there's days that I do, and there's days where if I don't want to do anything today and I just want it just to be about me, I can do that.
Nice. Yeah. And so it's coming back. So that was my hunch. And what I've said in the past is time freedom is the choice. It's the choice where you spend your time. Yes. And it's in your hands. It's not dictated to you by somebody else.
And there really is a balance. Like, I truly believe that we were not created to be this stressed out. We are not created to be like, it's kind of like, let's say the human being was put on earth, you're only, it's like maybe it says 60 hours is just supposed to be for the whole, 40, you should be enjoying your life. Well, we have pushed ourselves, I think, to way beyond that, so that any little thing that comes in our life, it's like constantly fire, constantly alarm, and it's not healthy. Like, it really isn't.
No. Yeah, absolutely. I love what Mike says about this business. There's no fires. There's no fires here. Only the ones that you put on yourself.
Allow people to put on to you, right?
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, I guess as a mum, our children can do that to us, but we allow that because we love them. And and it's all, like you said, it's about finding balance in our life. I love that.
And you can.
And you can. Yeah. Can I just can I ask, so obviously there is so many benefits that you've experienced doing this online business. What would you say to somebody that is only new, thinking about maybe I could do that, but is a little bit hesitant? Like, is this really real? Like, because that saying, if it seems too good to be true, sometimes it just is. And there are a lot of stories out there. So what would you say to somebody looking? And
I mean, I would say, honestly, is go into it with your eyes open. Keep your mind open for anything possible that could happen. So when I say that, when I started this and I just wanted as a side hustle to be supplementary income, I never imagined I would be here today, 3 years later, telling you guys that I was able to leave that corporate job, right? So that idea didn't even exist. So be open and disciplined, and it's like if you can give yourself 1 to 2 hours a day, if that's what it is, then it's just like finding a part-time job. Give yourself 1 to 2 hours a day. Allow yourself the chance to be able to explore something like this. Don't quit your job right away. Do it as a side hustle at first. and let it grow. And then believe me, you will get to that teetering point where you have to decide at that why what you're going to do, because all of a sudden your business has hit amazing, and then you have this job, and then you decide for yourself. So I'm sure you guys know which way I decided to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's for everyone. Like it really is. I mean, whether you're looking to, your kids, or mine's still 17 and with me, but maybe, when they're older and they get married, and then all of a sudden you have all this time in your hands, you don't want to know what to do with yourself. You don't want to go back into the workforce because you're already, of age. There's that. Yeah. And then there's stuff that are dying to be home with their kids, but just don't know another way. Well, this one will allow you to do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. And it's a really special time in your life too when grandchildren come along, to be able to just enjoy that moment. There is something amazing about grandchildren that we can just love on them, and then nicely give them back to their parents. But
oh my gosh, I know. And then just, it's like I've dreamt of that. I mean, I don't know what's going to look like because of the situation we're in, but I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to take them to Disneyland all the time. Like, it was like, children will go to Disneyland, and you have all these plans for them, and it's nice that you're able to be in a position that maybe that you can, because you know what it's like when you're raising a young family. It's like, it's still, it's a struggle until you kind of get, they're a little older.
Yeah, so true. Arlene, I'll just acknowledge the people that are watching today. We've got Debbie Matsura, Alexandra. Hello, ladies, she says. Patrick is catching us live from Vancouver. Thanks, hello. Patrick. Hello, hello. Lana is in Melbourne. Hi, Lana. Debbie was from BC. How do I say that? Osoyos?
Osoyos.
Osoyos.
Yeah, she's up maybe 4 hours up from Vancouver, where I am. I think 4 hours.
Wow, Rosina, we've got Paul. Thank you, Paul, for watching. Rosina's actually from Burnaby, Canada.
A lot closer to where I am. Yeah. Hello, Rosina.
I love how international this business is. It is just awesome. I always wanted to travel, and I feel like I'm doing my own traveling in my lounge room.
Exactly. I feel like I live in these cities, yet I've never seen them, but now I have reasons to.
Absolutely. Yes, please do come to Australia. We'll show you the sights of Sydney for sure.
It's on my list.
Well, thank you so much again for spending some time with me this morning. And if anybody would like to research this a little bit further, Arlene and myself are very happy to be contacted, and we would definitely help you get started on your journey and support you, definitely, for sure. Thank you so much, Arlene, for your time this morning. And thanks, Leanne Live, for joining us. See you soon.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.